Alright, what is up everybody? Welcome to Legion's Arena Sudden Death Qualifier. Hope everyone is super excited. We do of course have a special guest today, and the only way I can think to introduce him is of course through his own rap. So for those of you who haven't heard this before, this should be a good one.
I don't care if you're Blade, Nukin, or Crazy Pete. When you're up against Suzaku, you all get beat. Suzaku is a beast. I hope you remember. At least until, of course, I accidentally surrender.
There you go, everybody. Our special guest star today is going to be none other than Suzaku. Say hello, Suzaku.
Hey man, what's up?
How you doing, man? There it is, Suzaku. We do not have Suzaku camera, sadly. But we do have a Suzaku flag, which is almost as good.
Just the flag, just the flag. But it's good to be here.
So how's it going, Suzaku? How you been, man? It's been a while.
Yeah, it has. It's been a while. I've been good. Actually been painting a lot instead of gaming, like painting miniatures and stuff. But yeah, been good.
I hear you've also been on that Wild Rift hype train.
Yeah, I hit top 10 a while. But it's a bit messed up.
Oh, you're not a fan?
So, yeah, well, the elo system for high rank is pretty much busted, pretty much non-existent, and so many win traders. I'm not sure.
Right.
Maybe they beat this. They killed that part now, but back when I played, there was just so many win traders. So the whole that combined with the elo system being busted, wasn't really worth it anymore.
How disappointing. So you're off it. You're done with the Wild Rift.
Yeah, at least for a while now.
Okay, fair enough. Yeah, so Suzaku, how excited are you to see some rivals?
Yeah, it should be good. I'm interested in this tournament because, like you said before, anything can happen in a best of one. If you get like a specific map and you pick like a really cheeky deck for it, you can beat anyone. Can beat anyone basically. Yep,
exactly. Or like you play like no half MG or some kind of fortress deck, and you just get them, and then that's it. There you win. That's all it takes.
Yeah,
there's definitely a lot of room.
If you just fight someone.
Yeah, definitely a lot of room for some upsets here. Okay, so we have been nattering for a while now. We do of course have the first game ready to go. I think if you're happy with it, Suzaku, we'll just get underway.
Yeah, I'm ready.
All right, then let's go. Let's get the first game started. First game we're gonna have Watashang versus Maniac. This is gonna be Jade versus Oksana. We are on cracked ice. It is a nod mirror, of course, and the decks, we've got a mutant Chuggy on the left. That's here, taking on a pretty standard nod aggro with Flamers. Now, of course, Flamers were a meme for a very long time. They are now a pretty good unit, actually. The current patch. Well, it's more that Fanatics got nerfed. They did get a buff. They move faster now, which is a pretty big deal. The main thing that brought Flamers into the metagame was simply Fanatics being worse. So now there's no reason to just play Fanatics in every deck.
Yeah. The main thing with Fnatic was you had to level them, and either that or you played Jade. So I played Jade.
Yep. You can tell Suzaku's hasn't played in a long time because Jade has been bad for a really long time.
That sucks.
Alright, so we've got
I think it's interesting having the buggy and the Chuggy though.
Yes, that is a little unusual. So this is another thing that in the metagame that has recently changed, is people are starting to play buggy instead of bike occasionally. Buggy is actually pretty decent now because bike got some nerfs as well. Alright, so as we head towards first missile, we see here the buggy plus the laser drones holding that middle pad. Here comes some mutants heading towards that middle pad. They're going to hold really firm against the bikes and lasers.
They're going to be tough to take care of.
But the Flamers come in with the boost. Boosted Flamers are going to get blocked by that buggy. But the buggy's falling to the lasers. Fresh buggy comes out. Tank from Maniac. This is going to be a big problem for Watashang. This tank is going to...
I think the Marauders will be fine.
Yeah, that's true. He does have the Marauder still. Yeah, the Flamers do get chipped down there. Looks like the Buggy plus the Mutants. Buggy plus Mutants taking control of that top pad.
That works.
And there it is. Watashang takes first missile. Of course, this is best of one. So if Maniac loses that next missile, he isn't completely out of the tournament.
Yeah,
Alright.
there wasn't really much action for the backpads. With just a couple lasers and a couple drones, so would have expected or like something like a buggy or yeah, those missiles moving up a patch. But yeah,
Yeah, both players really focused there on that middle pad. Top middle pad is where all the action happens. Interesting that Maniac boosts his Scorpion, only gets 2 hits on the Chuggy, and the laser drones actually take it out with that additional Oksana damage. So
yeah,
Maniac's pretty far behind now.
Still see the laser drones in the Marauders, so they're fun units. They do their job exactly what they're supposed to do, and they're not used. They weren't used that often. I'm not sure about now, but
Yeah, they actually got even worse. The laser drones got nerfed.
they were fun.
But yeah, they are the spammiest of units. This one mutant marauder has done a lot of work here.
Yeah. Yeah, if you look at the Tiberian, then you see how much the one unit has done.
Yeah, finally falls, but Watashang immediately replaces it. Mutant and Chuggy on the middle. Is Maniac going to be able to break this combo? The Flamers just get absolutely shredded, and there's no air for Maniac. Looks like this is going to be it. There it is, Watashang with the Jade missile, classic Jade missile there. 80 Tiberium does nothing throughout the whole game.
It would be even better if it was a Cane Tower. Just put it up there when you win.
Yeah, the classic, the final, the big middle finger right at the end with the Cane Tower.
Left.
Yeah, I love that play where you make the I didn't use my commander power this whole game and I still had all this money left over. It's the ultimate flex when you Cane Tower at the end of a game. You're like, I didn't use my commander power and I have 150 tib lying around.
Yeah, most of the time it's like, it took me so long to save that 150 tip, the game's over, and now I can use it.
Yep, exactly. Alright, if everyone is ready, I think we are ready for game 2. Alright, here we go. Tommy versus A Productions on Middle Oasis.
We see double knot. No set though.
Yeah, sad to see no Seth.
going on?
Seth is. I agree with you completely that on these, it's a classic 3-pad spread out map. So Seth is the nuts.
Yeah.
So we got Tommy bringing exactly the same deck that Maniac just brought. Hopefully a little bit more success with it this time, since Maniac fell immediately trying to play that deck. A Productions with a Chuggy Inferno deck. Very unusual.
Yeah, I'm not sure what I think about this. I think it's really expensive for this map.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't really like deck. Inferno is basically deck price-wise for this map. So yeah, I'm not really liking, but prove me wrong.
No, I'm inclined to agree with you there. And A Productions went for like 3 units before Harvester, and now you can see that how far behind he is. Like his Chuggy is not going to be able to come out before the missile fires. And if he had gone like Harvester first, that Chuggy would have arrived in time for the first missile, and that could have potentially swung the map back in his favor.
If he scouted with lasers and then saw the wheels in the Harvester, then you can commit to it.
Yep.
But if you start with the militants, it's really hard to commit to early strategy. But
yep.
Especially on this map, because on other maps, you know, you could do it, but you have your laser standing in Tiberium, and that just hurts.
Yeah, I completely agree. I think you go laser, you see the. Oh, sorry, if you go militant, you see the wheels. You're probably. I think you're supposed to go Harvester and then use the militants to block the wheels to make sure they don't block you.
Yeah, I agree.
Tommy with many tanks here, and A Productions deck he needs Inferno to fight tank. And like you said earlier, the deck is way too expensive, and he just can't possibly get to the Inferno in time. And yeah, if your deck is that reliant on Inferno to deal with big units, then it's not a good idea to play that kind of a deck on such an aggressive map. And yeah, there you go, Tommy takes it down. So let's get that underway. So we've got Bulldog on the left playing Oksana, and Code is on the right playing Seth. I don't know, I think it's Peaks and Valleys. So what do you think about Peaks and Valleys?
I love this map.
Yeah, I know you do. I've watched Suzaku bike rush many a time on this map. Many
You
a
as well.
time. Yeah, oh yeah, I've been a victim of the bike rush many a time on this map.
Against wheels, you never want to be aggressive. I think it's to move up those lasers there. It's just a waste of money because those wheels are going to trade them just too efficiently. Well, not this time apparently, but normally they do.
What would you recommend in the wheel versus laser matchup then?
Just keep your ground. On offense, wheels are pretty bad. Lasers, anything. But if they, if they get attacked, so wheels are really fast, so they can get reinforced.
Yep.
Whenever lasers start attacking, yeah.
So you say as the laser player you want to stay back and chill. So interestingly here, Bulldog is playing Mutant Chuggy, of course. One of the good counters to Mutant Chuggy actually is Tank Chem, which Encode is playing.
Yeah.
Because Chuggy really takes so long to kill those Chem warriors. And Tank is actually, because as Raider, it's one of the best answers to Chuggy in the entire game. So of course here we see Bulldog does hit that first missile with the early lead, but now Encode gets his... Encode has got those Chems out, which is starting to swing the tide back in his favor. The Chems are doing a lot of work to these mutants. Bulldog having a really hard time pushing into those Chems with the mutants.
Those Chems just die.
Yeah.
They're not gonna die to Chuggy.
But here we come with the second missile, and Bulldog sweeping the field. Encode doesn't have anything ready. No new units from Encode for a while there. That's going to cost him, and yeah, there it is. Bulldog. I mean, Encode looked like he just decided, this is what I've got, and I'm going to try and win with it. And then it wasn't enough, and Bulldog pushed him off the map. So there it is, of course, best of one. Bulldog does knock Encode out of the tournament.
Yeah, I think he panicked a bit. He stopped building at like 120 tip. If he made like 2 packs of Chem Warriors a bit earlier, he would have won that.
Yep. Alright, so we are all ready for the next game of Watashang versus Bobby. I think we'll probably just get that underway. So here we go, we got Jade again, taking on Seth. The map is Eruption today. Let's take a look at these decks. So, yeah, we put this map into, I think it's a solid map, so we put this into our rotation for our tournaments. But yeah, you basically never see it. It's not an event map, I don't think. So, it's not an event map, it's not a ladder map. So you basically only see it in tournaments and customs.
I like how both have laser drones. Like on this map, it's so easy to harass, and if you win like the first missile, and you can start harassing, you can really pressure your opponent.
So Watashang, of course, with the mutant Chuggy again. He does have Chuggy and Buggy, which we talked about before. It's a little unusual, but yeah, Buggy has become a, I wouldn't say common replacement to bikes. Usually people, like sometimes people play Buggy instead of bikes, but often it's when comboed with the Scorpion, so you have that powerful anti-vehicle option. Watashang's gone for the mutants, which I think is a little bit weaker since it doesn't have Raider. Oh, Bobby lets the mutants onto the pad. I'm not sure about that plan. Although the mutants are going back, this is not looking good for Watashang. Oh my god, he was cleaned up everywhere. Every single fight he loses there. Bobby with complete map control takes the first missile very easily.
Yeah, mutants are a tough answer for bikes. Bikes are so cheap. And react with mutants, and that's rough.
Yep, exactly. Like mutants don't have that mobility. They have to move somewhere and stay there. And then you have to protect them. They're not very good at like chasing down things, and bikes are so cheap and fast. There's so many bikes that chasing them down is impossible. We do of course see Bobby has the Chem Warriors, which as we spoke about before, very strong versus Chem Buggy. So Watashang goes for a second Chem Buggy. Now Watashang is playing Jade. This does give him the ability to potentially nuke Bobby's unit, or a cloud near his unit, and wipe out all of Bobby's army. Oh, here it is. Here comes the Catalyst Missile, but the mutants don't move away in time. Loses the mutants. Trades the mutant for the Chem, basically. That was a very bad missile.
Yeah, the cloud just disappeared. Otherwise, Flames would have been dead as well.
And I think that's going to be it. Bobby just complete domination. He's on all the pads. Watashang just has no hope. Absolutely brutal game there. Alright, here we go. Popes versus Maximus. Oh, and GDI for the first time playing Jackson here.
Playing Titan?
I think, no, the latest patch changed the economy, so you get less money.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so you get less, and also they made the tech lab cost 180.
I see.
So
Does Maximus still play his the Wolverine deck, by the way?
Maximus, he changed the Wolverine to Pitbull.
Ah.
Yeah,
okay.
so even Maximus is no longer playing. The tech. I think tech has basically been like firmly placed in the dumpster at this point. I don't think we'll see any tech during tournament because tech is so much worse now.
I feel kind of good about that.
Yeah.
I really hated Pat stalling and just going for tech.
Yeah, I think a lot of people felt that way. Obviously, newer players are probably not happy about it because they all love tech, but yeah, I think a lot of people feel that way. They're happy about the tech changes, but on the other hand, there is, there's a lot of units that are basically unplayable now, which is awkward for the game.
Ooh, I think that MLS was a bit early, but prove me wrong, please.
I think that given that there was a Scorpion that he had to deal with, the MLRS was fine. The issue was that he should have like not left it so far forwards and taken that much damage on it. Like, I think this is a scenario where you just accept. He needed to get shocks out to fight the lasers, or he needed to make something to block, like dogs.
I guess.
And I think that if he sees the lasers coming and he knows he's going to take a bunch of damage on the MLRS, it makes sense to just retreat it and accept that you're going to lose the missile and not take damage on your MLRS.
Yeah, I think he could have waited a bit, maybe make some jump jets, because I would just buy bikes in a tank.
That's fair.
Make
That's
some
fair.
jump jet troopers.
Yeah, that's a reasonable. That's a reason. You could have gone jump jets instead. Yeah, that's right.
It was too early. There was not enough units to defend it yet.
Yeah, we had 2 pit bulls, right? But then that's not going to stop the lasers, and that was the problem. Was Maximus's tech switching to the lasers?
Yeah.
So of course Maximus does take that first missile down, and Maximus here playing Chems again. Very popular this tournament, Chems.
Yeah, I see.
Which you'd love to see it because Chems have been unplayable for quite a long time. Oh, boosted Chems. This is another thing. Like Jade is like also people now consider Jade to be basically unplayable. So we're seeing a lot more Oksana Chems.
I see. I'm still waiting for some more choppers. Look at those units.
Sorry?
I mean, some more Comanches. Or
oh, the Talons. Yes. All right, so here we go. The missiles coming down. We've got Popes on the top. Oh, the bikes get the block from Maximus. Shade plus bikes easily takes down that Pitbull, and that looks like it's going to be it. Maximus taking it. Man, these best of ones are so rapid. Everything it's just over. That's it.
Yeah, I was going to say, you need some talents, and it was already over.
Yeah, we take a little bit of time to talk about the decks, and the game's ended. It's crazy. Here we go. Bulldog versus MRM on open water.
And all right, Pablo. Pablo, Popes, I'll take your word for it. They did seem pretty slow, the talents.
Yeah, they got slowed by like one speed level basically. Alright, so MRM of course is playing again a fairly aggressive nod deck. He does have the Infernos, so he does have outs to something. That, you know,
this is what we
like
just talked about. You don't want to move those lasers up.
Yeah, and then you see that he only kills 2 wheeled models with it, which is not great.
Yeah. In this case, you might actually want to sacrifice the militants, just so you're not getting popcat by those, and keep making wheels, so you can actually win the wheel laser war. Force the opponent to attack first, switch first.
Yep, because here we see Bulldog tech switches first, and MRM immediately responds with a tank that is very good against these bikes.
Yeah. So if you just get rid of the militants and keep making lasers, then you force him to go flames. If you can then just get the chug involved, you should be ahead. But now it's going to be rough.
Yep, I completely agree. Like, you know, now he goes mutant for the tank, but then he has to also get the chuggy out. Once he gets to Mutant Chuggy, he should be in reasonable shape. Mutant Chuggy will win until MRM gets the Inferno. Once the Inferno comes out, though, that's really good against Mutant Chuggy. And MRM almost takes that Harvester kill, which would power out an Inferno. So Bulldog...
He needs to get harvesting. He needs that Chuggy.
Yeah, he needs to be harvesting. I don't think... He hasn't noticed it, it looks like. He's too busy focusing on the pads. And he can't afford that Chuggy. He's gone bikes here because he's desperate, but he can't make the Chuggy because he's not harvesting.
Yeah, it is rough.
And he needed that Chuggy, right? Like, he needed to make Chuggy there. And that was his best chance to win, was to get Mutant Chuggy rolling. But now it's probably too late.
He lost a lot of tip by having to tech away from wheels, which I basically never want to tech away from wheels. You sacrifice militants, you just keep fighting and forcing them to tech. Because teching away from wheels just feels bad.
This is classic old school Rivals 101, is you don't want to tech switch first.
Yeah.
But I'll be honest, I see a lot more tech switching first these days. I don't know if that's because people don't have the fundamentals or if the game is just different. I think the game is just different. There are more options where you can tech switch first and not get super punished. But in this game, he has been massively punished for switching into those bikes.
Yeah, I don't mind tech switching first if it's the air. Something like laser drones or GDI drones. Those are really good tech switch. But going for bikes to kill wheels, knowing he can follow up with a tank, that's rough.
Yeah. So here comes second missile. Inferno's everywhere for MRM. He's got Flamer and double Inferno. Here comes the bike spam from Bulldog. Always the classic nod play when you're struggling. Just make a ton of bikes. But it's not going to help. MRM's got it completely locked up. The Inferno's absolutely dominant here. And that's going to be it. MRM is going to take down Bulldog. Advancing to the semi-finals, I believe. Yep, semi-finals. So one semi-final bracket, we've got Maximus. The other, we've got MRM. MRM is going to play against Victor or Git Gooder, who I don't recognize, whoever the winner of that is. And Maximus will play against the winner of Serpus versus Bobby. Here we go, Victor taking on Braydob. We have Iron Cannon versus Oksana. So we are going to see a GDI.
Yeah, perhaps on this map, some protection against possible Giga or MLRS, which we don't see. We see, of course, it's Victor. What am I talking about? Of course, it's Infernos.
Interestingly, though, he has Chuggy. Normally, like, the classic Victor deck is Buggy instead of Chuggy here.
Yeah,
so I'm really surprised to see that. It's a lot more expensive to go with the Chuggy, but it is a lot more powerful.
Yeah, I don't think... well, he's got need for shocks if it comes to that, but I think he really needs to focus on stalling as well, which he's going to do now.
Yep, I agree. I actually do think that maybe with the Chuggy, the deck is better because, like, the ability to play Chuggy Laser in some matchups and just ignore everything else. Like, you don't need to ever go Inferno because you can just Chuggy Laser. So we do see bikes from Victor. Braydob responds immediately with a Predator tank.
Yeah, more lasers. Yeah,
Victor is very strong for his first missile. He's got the block on both pads. Yeah, he's holding. Ooh, yeah, he holds bottom, and the laser at the top wins.
Yeah, I think Rebop waited too long with the shocks.
Yeah, I agree.
You got to check out the opponent's answer. Like if you see loads of lasers, you don't want to keep firing dogs into the.
Yep, and now we're going to see Victor do the classic and make an Inferno, kill anti-infantry with it, and spam lasers to protect the Inferno.
Yep. And just wait for a Phantom.
Yep. Well, Phantom's not amazing versus Talon. I think we might just see more lasers. We might see bikes. We actually see a Chuggy. Very interesting.
Yeah, we need to get rid of those shocks. And it's either the Inferno or the...
yeah. But here comes second missile. Braydob just about... Is he going to kill this laser in time? He's not shooting it! Braydob! Oh. And Braydob tank on the Harvester as the game ends. And I know Braydob loves killing Harvesters. I've played against Braydob a lot. He's obsessed with killing Harvesters, but he did in fact just get knocked out of this tournament with a unit on the Harvester.
That is rough.
I don't know. Maybe I don't think this is going to have any impact on his lust for harvesters, but if ever there was a time to be on the pads, I think when your tournament life is on the line, might be the time to do it. Let's get underway. Bobby versus Surpus? Yeah, Bobby versus Surpus.
Ah, new commander. I have no idea what it does.
Oh yes, this is the new commander. This is McNeil. McNeil puts down 40 cost traps, and the traps slow down the attack and movement speed of units in their radius.
All right, so it's a bit of a long term. You can plan for it.
Yeah, it's kind of like a reverse boost.
Okay.
It's not quite as strong as boost. Like, it's not the nerf effect is not as big as a boost buff, I don't think. The problem with it is it's really awkward to place the traps because you can't put them on pads, so it's kind of hard to place them nicely. Like, you normally have to place them like you'd place a strong arm turret, so the incoming units are slowed. Surpus, of course, going with his classic Razorback deck. Surpus loves Razorback.
I haven't seen the Razorback yet, so here we go.
Yeah, the Razorback is... I don't know when you quit, but Razorback is a lot weaker than it was when it was the nuts.
Yeah, it was nerfed before I quit.
Sure.
I do really like Razorback on this map though, because
here comes the first McNeil trap. You look at those missiles slowly walking into the pad. They do make it there in time, but that Talon is going to absolutely crush them. And here comes the Pitbull, also slowed, but the Razorback buys enough time for Pitbull to arrive. Bobby moving his third Talon across to the right. This Talon could be really good here. Jump Jets coming to the top. Jump Jets are going to get on that pad against the Pitbull, but the boosted missiles are going to kill that Talon very quickly. There it goes. That boost on the missiles there, absolutely clutch to make sure that the Talon goes down quickly enough. And of course, the Talon loses on defense. Fresh Talon coming across to the bottom right, just gets on the pad in time. Drone Storm from Bobby as well. Is it going to be enough? No, the boosted Razorback gets on the pad again. Bobby's Talon is not on the bottom right, and there it is. It goes down to the missiles, and Surpus clutches it back. Very, very good first missile there.
Move his own drones. Oh, that's rough.
Love to see a good first missile there. Talon,
I think it was,
Talon was very strong, but it's not looking strong enough, unfortunately. The Razorback does end up dominating along with those Pitbulls.
Yeah, it was rough because he had to choose between the drones and the Talon, and I think he made the wrong decision there and lost the mix-up.
Yeah, I think you're right. Because if it was Talon, he could have killed the Razorback. I also think I didn't see how much money he had, but like when the Pitbull comes out to contest your Talon, that's a good time to respond with the Mohawk. And we never saw a Mohawk for that first missile, so maybe he just didn't have enough for a Mohawk. But yeah, I think Mohawk was probably the missing piece of that puzzle. Like, he went Jump Jets, right? I think it would have been better to go Mohawk than Jump Jet.
I think it was close. I think both would have been okay.
Well, the problem was the problem was that Surpus had a Razorback that came back and killed the Jump Jets. If you made a Mohawk, it would have been immune to the Razorback, and Surpus would have had to make a whole fresh unit to come and kill it. A Surpus completely dominant from here on out. Has complete map control, killed the Harvester twice. The second missile was an absolute slaughter.
Yeah, if you lose the Harvester, if you lose the first missile, and you lose not just the missile but the fight, then you're going to lose the Harvester and you're going to lose the game, basically.
Yep, exactly. Let's get it underway. Victor with Oksana. Suspect we'll see Inferno. MRM with Solomon. Very surprised that maybe he's not confident in his Nod deck against Infernos.
Perhaps.
He's a Chem warrior player, right? He loves Chems, so yeah, he might not want to play against Infernos.
Yeah, if he knows he has to charge the pad, so he knows it's against Infernos.
Yeah.
So he's got to charge the pads.
He should know the deck is expensive as well.
Oh, that's rough. I think that the Pitbull may have been the wrong choice, because he's never going to be able to charge the pads now without killing actual units.
Yeah, I have no idea why he went for the Pitbull. Like, it's like a preemptive Pitbull, but Victor just keeps making laser.
Yeah, and like I said,
look at that block, blocking in the Pitbull as well. He's going to get a free kill on the 40 cost Pitbull. Not quite get the kill, but a lot of damage dealt to that Pitbull. And MRM, he needs to go shocks, man. Maybe he's trying to keep it as like a surprise. He wants to like shock right before the end of the missile. No, here they come. MRM's done a pretty good job with these dogs, taking care of some lasers, but the amount of damage on the Pitbull is awkward. He needs a Predator now. Yeah, here comes Predator. And he's playing Solomon, not Jackson, which is a huge problem as well.
Yeah, and the missile's still barely charged. And yeah.
Victor is going to be stoked about that. Oh wow, he's got all 3 buildings and an Inferno during first missile.
Here we go. Yeah.
And that's going to be able to counter these tanks. MRM's going to have to go Talon, I think, to counter the Inferno.
Yeah. Pitbull isn't gonna be enough.
Oof, there goes. Oh, he gets the double hit. I like this play with the Pitbull, the damaged Pitbull, sending very aggressively at the Inferno, though. That's a good play. Ooh, Iron Cannon on a single laser and takes out his own Predator. Oh, MRM is falling apart in this game. This is rough to watch. And that Iron Cannon, 130 tib. That was all his tib. He's at 20 tib now. He can't afford to go Talons to fight this Inferno. He can't spam Pitbulls. He just can't do anything because he spent all his money on that Iron Cannon. And this is why I hate Iron Cannon, because like you make a bad Iron Cannon, usually the game is over because of your bad Iron Cannon. It's really hard to make a play with any other commander that's so bad that it loses you the game instantly.
It's
rough, man. It's rough.
Yeah.
And MRM really needs Predator Shock to win this matchup, but then that loses to the Inferno, so he really needs Talon to help with that.
And Victor just broke.
Yeah, exactly, because he used that Iron Cannon. And Victor is just like completely dominating. He's just sitting on MRM's back pad. Not even trying to win the game, he's just trying to farm harvesters.
Yeah, I think, you know, against Victor, if you know against Victor, you know against Infernos, and you want to win the early game as soon as possible. So I'd say
double.
Even if it's
the double
bit,
again.
still go for the
Absolutely brutal. Yeah, and like Victor's been famous for playing Infernos for so long that even Suzaku knows that Victor's going to be bringing Infernos. Get it. Maximus playing Roxana, Serpus playing Jackson. So Serpus really breaking the mold here, bringing the GDI over and over. Everyone else playing Nod. Even Maximus, infamous for his GDI deck, is choosing to play Nod. Wow, Maximus's deck is fucking insane.
Yeah, I think this is tailor-made for Serpus.
Yeah, and I hope so, because I think that's a really interesting. I think that's really interesting if someone's brought a deck specifically to beat Serpus's deck.
Yeah. Well, it's what I do. So.
Yeah, I mean, because it's a best of one, right? You just need to win one game. If Serpus is going to bring the same deck every game, you can just make a deck to try and beat that one deck, and if it works, then you just advance in the tournament. It's an interesting deck for Maximus.
There's trouble with moving up. Those missiles, because the third wheel comes up and wins.
Yep. The problem with Maximus's deck is I don't see how he beats Pitbulls.
Lasers, I suppose, in a shape.
Well, it's not great. To be fair, Shade plus Venom is way better than like Catship. I don't know if you played at all during Catship era, but Catship does almost no vehicle damage. So like comboed with, it was super broken unit. It wasn't that good a combo with Shade because it didn't finish off the Pitbull. Venom actually does respectable vehicle damage, so it can finish off a Pitbull that's been Shade volleyed. So that's probably his answer to Pitbulls, is just Shade plus a Venom. But this is a lot of missiles, and Serpus knows to play ultra defensive with his missiles. Maximus using the wheels to eat the first shot there, but look at this concave of missiles. Serpus is just annihilating these Venoms, getting the 2v1s consistently.
Why? I don't know about the bikes.
I think Maximus needs a Phantom, to be honest.
Hurting.
Yeah, he has no infantry. He doesn't have any cheaper option.
He keeps moving up. Like I talked about earlier with missiles, just you can't move up to them.
Yeah, but like he hasn't got a choice, right? Because he doesn't have an infantry. So if the missile is on the pad, he has to move in with the Venom. There's nothing else in his deck. So here we come with the second missile, Surplus. Pitbull boosted, clean up all of these Venoms. Absolutely dominant performance from Surplus. And it feels like Maximus was hoping that he could use Venoms to clean up those missiles to avoid the Chuggy. Sorry, to avoid the Predator. But it ends up Surplus just getting constant 2v1s and just winning with the missiles versus the Venoms. And that was rough, man. That was rough.
Oh, Broken Mesa. Classic tournament.
Broken Mesa. Victor versus Surplus. Oksana Mirror here. This is the best of one finals. The winner of this game just takes down the whole tournament.
Let's see.
Oh, and Surplus is playing the Alicia Destiny Nod. And Victor's brought Giga, which I really don't like.
Giga on this map, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't like Giga on this map at all. It can't even shoot through the rocks, so it's almost impossible to cover 2 pads with it.
Just sacrifice the militants, come on. And don't go aggressive with the lasers. Sacrifice them. Sack them. Come on, do it.
Yeah, once you've taken damage as well, you've got like 3 militants left. They're so useless, you might as well let them go.
And, you know, if your opponent has wheels, then they're going to be useful for a while, those militants.
Yep. So here comes the tank. Obviously, Victor's force attack switching those bikes. Surplus responds with tank. Militants from Victor, that's a misclick.
Although, they do survive the tank, so...
Yeah, maybe he made them to tank for the tank. Here comes the Giga. Lasers at the top are going to go for the block. Wow. Victor kind of... Maybe, I mean, okay. Maybe I still think the militants probably were supposed to be lasers, right?
Yeah,
but they do
use them the correct way.
They do still do the job of being infantry, and that block to let the bikes onto the bottom was very nice play from Victor there, really nice. And that does secure him that first missile. I think he's just trying to find a way to keep this Giga alive.
Yeah.
Oof. Takes some damage there. Surplus switching into the Inferno to try and counter that Giga cannon. Chuggy and Giga out for Victor. Very strong combination. Here comes the bikes. They're going to take care of that Giga just. Yeah, just about. Phantom from Victor now. Surplus, is he going to respond with bikes or with his own Phantom? Bikes it is, and I gotta be honest, man, I feel like Surplus is not super comfortable with this deck. I feel like he's making some mistakes. He might be regretting in a best of one bringing such a deck he's not super comfortable with. He is kind of on the ropes, although he's making some progress now, taking care of this Phantom. Flamer's on the middle. Victor actually looking like he's in trouble at the moment. Bikes everywhere from Surplus. It's going to be really hard for Victor to get back on these pads in time. That's going to be it. Surplus evens it up.
1 HP bike. Yeah, that's rough.
Yeah, that feels bad. Noxana not used by Victor there. Potentially could have... or maybe he did, sorry. I think he used it on the Chuggy to kill the Flamers. Because I did see it was on cooldown. So yeah, pretty close one there. Surplus trying to defend this one Inferno. Giga Cannon has not looked very impressive so far, but no surprises. It's not great on Broken Mesa.
Really done anything.
Victor trying to transition into a laser Chuggy plan, which is pretty reasonable, but the Inferno is strong versus Chuggy decks. Triple bite from Surplus here. He just wants to suicide his stuff into that Chuggy and get rid of it, it looks like. Boosted Flames come in. Inferno having a really bad time. Oof, doesn't even get the bomb off Chuggy.
Another Giga. I really have a Phantom, I think.
This game has been really back and forth. Like, Surplus was dominating last missile, and now he's getting crushed. And missile's getting close. I mean, it's getting to that point. Phantom from Victor? Was that a preemptive Phantom, or was it a misclick?
I think so. I think it was preemptive, but
Surplus just chooses not to go Inferno, goes tank instead. That tank is not going to kill that Giga in time. Giga fully charged, actually doing work here. Surplus trying to move on to the pads. Oh, Victor gets that just in time, and I think that's going to be it. Surplus out of money as the Harvesters cross the pads. Here it is, boosted laser. That's going to be it. VictorBansemer, your champion for the day, taking down Surplus. Wonder if Surplus is regretting that deck choice there. Did not look super comfortable with it.
I think if anyone knows how to play against Infernos, it's Victor.
Yeah, that's fair. That is fair. Oh man. I wonder if Surplus is thinking, man, I should have played my Razorback again, because it's pretty, like, Razorback's got good mobility on that map. It's not bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to everyone for hanging out. Thank you to everyone who donated to the prize pool. So that is Superman, Eric, and K9. Thank you so much, guys. It really means a lot. Really helps us keep running these tournaments. We obviously can't run them. Well, we could run them without prize pool, but it would be a little bit sad. Yeah, thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much to Suzaku for co-casting. Thank you to Kenny and Copycat. Kenny and Copycat running our background. Thank you to Sarpedon for setting up the bot. Yeah, thank you to Viper for all of our graphics. Yeah, how do you feel about that one, Suzaku? Did you enjoy that? You miss Rivals? You thinking of playing some more Rivals?
Perhaps I'll do a custom game or two, but
perhaps I'll do a custom game or two, he says. I think all of chat wants to see the Suzaku back again.
Final last words.
I think that you should give the people what they want and return triumphantly to the Rivals scene. But yeah, thanks everyone for hanging out. Unfortunately, we have lost Suzaku, so we're not gonna be able to say goodbye from Suzaku. But I'll say goodbye from him. He says goodbye, everyone. And yeah, not a lot more else to say. Thank you everyone for hanging out. Thank you for everyone who helped out with the tournament. And we'll plug the next one. The next one is going to be, date is TBD, but it is going to be a no 10 cost unit tournament. So we'll see how that shakes up the metagame. Alright, thanks everyone, and I'll see you tomorrow.